everyone. Bloody normal day on planet Earth, isn't it? Oh, Russel T Davies is back. So, let's have a little chat about it. Also, again, if you're part of the channel, you know why we're looking a bit rubbish. If not, I'm at uni, so my setup's a bit rubbish at the moment, but I'm working on it. But of course, I had to cover this. So I think there is 100% an angle that I could take for this video, and most people would expect me to. And obviously that would be that this is fantastic news, which, don't get me wrong, this is fantastic news. But what I want to try and do is not necessarily give an alternate opinion, but just pros and cons. Let's have a look at why this is an amazing thing, and why there are some negatives that I can think of. Let's do this a bit different. Let's start with the negatives. And the most obvious one is we've already had him before. And while yes, there are the clear positives of that we know his Doctor Who, and many of us really like the style of Doctor Who he has produced. But I think there is an argument sometimes that a fresh take can be what we need. I mean, I love Russel T Davies, but is there an ideal world where there is a showrunner who will give us something new that I enjoy just as much as Russel T Davies, and therefore I enjoy it more because I haven't experienced that style before? I can see it where there's a universe where it feels a little bit jarring, especially the transition. Because Doctor Who has always had light and shade, but I think Doctor Who overall has been getting slightly darker over time. And not to say Russel T Davies won't do those dark episodes, you know, like his era is famed for Blink. Yes, I know he didn't write that, but you know, his show-running period, no showrunner writes all the episodes. I can see maybe his first few episodes feeling a little bit jarring, whether they're exactly in the style of kind of what we're vaguely used to, or even if they're not really in that style, it could feel a little bit jarring. I think there are also some less clear examples. For example, the 60th is, I believe, the first project he will be doing as showrunner, which first of all is a big project to step into. And while yes, there are major positives to that, I think Russel T Davies is the sort of writer who I trust. He's a massive fan, and I very much trust Russel T Davies to give a more fan servicey episode, because if the 60th isn't fan service, what's the point? But for example, there are characters that might not get included. For example, Christopher Eccleston, it was odd. No one really knows whether that was ever the plan for him to come back. But he seems to talk very, very positively about Doctor Who in general these days. The Big Finish seems to be going well for him. He just seems to be allowing that to be a bit more part of his body of work again. I do genuinely think before this, if he was offered to come back, I know he said that he'd be surprised if he came back to live action. I think he would have done it. However, as far as I know, I don't actually know masses about it, but one of the big reasons I believe Christopher Eccleston left is because he had creative conflicts, that type of thing, and Russel T Davies was a big part of that. So if that Russel T Davies is one of the reasons why he left, he's probably not going to come back at all, especially as we were already thinking, will he come back, will he not? Now, I would be very surprised. I would love him to, but I'd be very surprised.
Hello. So also, I've kind of had another quick thought on this. There is a plus side to what Russel T Davies can bring. For example, if Captain Jack was ever going to come back again after the controversy, Russell T Davies is the sort of man who would get away with bringing him back. So that's a downside for Christopher Eccleston, but this is the best chance we've got of Jack actually coming back to Doctor Who, which is a trade I'd make. You've got to love him. You've got to love Captain Jack.
Also think with the 60th, obviously, you've got quite a few of the modern characters at your disposal. Whether There is worry that, for example, he will use too many characters in that episode from his own section, and therefore it will feel like the 60th will always be remembered as Russel T Davies remembering his own era, or he will not want to be defined by that and therefore use not enough. Not saying he can't pull off the balance, but there's a balance that needs to be pulled off here. Now, are you lot ready for a plot twist? There is no bad side. There never was. It has been a genuine fear of mine that Doctor Who is... I don't think Doctor Who will ever die, but I can very much see the path we were going on, Doctor Who taking a break in the next 5 years. And that break could have lasted as little as 5 years. That break could have lasted, you know, like another 20 years. And I love this show. We can have bad seasons and good seasons, but you'll always get good episodes, and I want this show to continue no matter what. And no, Russel T Davies won't be a massive... Like Russel T Davies will not fix every problem with Doctor Who. In Russel T Davies' own era, there are some issues, some problems, some not amazing episodes. Whilst I'm not trying to say that the fans of the show always need to be pleased, we always know best, we can always make the best decisions. We don't always watch the show to have our expectations subverted or to be lectured at. A lot of times we watch the show for our entertainment. And I will see, and these days probably agree with a lot of arguments that Stephen Moffat delivered that with Series 5 and some elements throughout his stint. But Russel T Davies, for me, has always delivered this top quality standard of Doctor Who and entertainment. It's fantastic to watch the Doctor Who he creates. He's also just a fantastic writer. He's got range. It's a Sin, fantastic. He's done other bits since Doctor Who. He's done really well for himself. I think there is the fun that man can inject back into Doctor Who, and the fan base doesn't always have to be united, but at the moment it's very, very fractured. And if, you know, he can bring that back a little bit, I think that would be great for the show. And personally, I'm very, very excited for his return. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I have other Doctor Who videos. I will honestly chat to everyone. I want to see what people are thinking. I want to see people excited or worried. I'd love to have a chat with you. And with that, peace.